Hello and welcome back to our Fridge Freezer campaign in Age of Wonders 4. We're continuing on to try and see whether or not we can pull off the magic victory today. It's been, it was a really fast start to the campaign and then things started slowing down a little bit. We're on day 95. When we last left on Intrepid Adventurers, we were getting ready to start taking gold altars out. We had kind of secured all of our borders. We're still getting plagued a little bit by people, but we're at the point now where we were thinking about coming down here to farm golems and setting up our main army, who is at least got tier 3 people, to start trying to poke his way into some of these gold altars and see whether or not we could get some stuff out. There's a few other little spots we could explore. There is the Pilgrim's Passage over here. We'll probably hit that up for some experience. Though... that might be a good job. No, you need to explore gold in Ancient Wonders. Okay. Yeah, we might hit that up with our main guy. We ended on an intern. Let's begin on an intern. Keep on going. YouTube and my Twitch. How dare they? Maybe one day they'll get their own chat. Oh, we should also dig out this little bit of cave down here, just so we have some more room to grow. So... we're talking a little bit about AI and voice actors and whatnot this morning. No ethical voice effort to train on, as you'll always have to assume it's not even close to ethical till we make programs to discover the source of AI to train art. Companies doing that, hard attacked by AI developing companies. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could train like an ethical AI voice actor data set if you had all the actors agree to it, but the thing is you're never going to get like professional voice actors to agree to train a data set. Because it's literally just, hey, can we train this on you and put you out of a job? Like, ain't nobody ever going to agree to that. We are very wounded down here from whatever this last fight was. We'll dig out this tiny province here so we have a bit of room. And I guess, yeah, let's bring you over to Pilgrim's Passage. Bring y'all up around to this teleporter. We got mana obelisks here. We're doing pretty good on economy. I think one of the big things today was about trying to make sure that our armies are boosted up to tier 3. Because I am getting the vibe that that needs to be done. Now, you are a mine. If I wanted to build some of this stuff down here, it would be kind of difficult. I think let's just go with an Arcane Institute. I'm seeing actually we have really, really bad stability down here. I could go with a tavern instead. Let's do an Arcane Institute into a tavern. We can exploit this Blizzard spell for a little bit extra cash, mana. No, I'm not becoming a vassal. So I think we'll probably want to maybe move some armies up here just to prep for any invasions. And then try to set the one good army to clear the gold wonders. You know, I'm thinking about it. The one thing we could do is we could actually just take all of our characters who want to clear gold wonders and add them into the army. The good army. Replace things like the soother and the caster. So if I can just get up the other 3 guys in here with a bit of levels, we could probably take it with relative ease. Down with the old emperor. Which emperor? The 3-armed emperor? The 4-armed emperor? The 2-armed emperor? There's so many emperors and only so many arms. Several years ago, there was a voice actor who was like, I'm going to use my voice to train an AI and then sell licensing rights to use that AI. And now it's AI is stealing our work. I mean, I think one of the fascinating things about the whole concept is just like, on one hand, we're like completely flipping the whole copyright system we have on its head, which is really nice because the copyright systems we have are really, really weird and busted. But on the other hand, it's also really messing with some people's work, and it's messing with some strange ethical concerns. There's all sorts of problems involved in all of it too. Didn't really think that there would be guys down here, but that's fine. You can train up, and you guys could also train up another round. So choop, 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 choop. You know what? Let's just keep you all down here for right now. Heal, heal, heal. We've got a whole new army up here for Arrow the Wall. So we could probably send him up to Magisterium. Oh, and we have the teleporter spec now as well, so we can actually get around quickly and heal, which is fantastic news for us. You finished building your thing. Fornost has gained a little bit more population. What do I want you to take? This. Yes. Good, good, good. So we can actually pick up that Forbidden Shrine as well. Ooh, for 5 turns, we get 24 Imperium with this. I do need to actually cast this spell. I also need to cast Blight Blades. These are all these spells that I didn't have mana to cast before. So let's set them to go. And it'll put us in a good position for any upcoming fights. Why are Pop-Tarts never Mum Tarts? Because they're because of the pastryarchy? Oh, Caracas, hello. Good morning. Ay, ay, ay. When you see something coming out of Corp, always assume it's bad for you in some way that you don't know yet. Generally, yeah. Often the case. Whole world can say something. China's still going to make a bootleg of it. Yeah, I mean, we also have different copyright laws in different countries, so it's very, very hard. When the internet is a global thing, mostly, it becomes a lot more complicated when stuff is just like online. This is why I have a lot of issues with current copyright laws, because I'm a denizens of the internet, sort of, more than a country. Copyrights are busted that much. More problem who's protected for what and for how long. Don't know how a sound of wind can be copyright protected. Well, I guess it's somebody went and made and recorded that wind is the idea. The biggest problem is like the enforcement system, and also the fact that a lot of copyrights just keep being pushed back. And there's some, I don't know, there's so much inconsistency, especially in like music. Like depending on what year, you're protected for like 10 years or 15 years or 50 years or 100 years. And it changes every 5 years how many years you're protected. So it's really impossibly difficult to keep track of what is what. Tier 4. I do believe I was thinking about the Tome of Calamity here. Is that correct? I could also take something like the Tome of Oblivion, but that doesn't really feel right. I think the Tome of Calamity was probably the original plan here. And I'm just going to double check real fast. It was Astral Conversions into Calamity. No, I guess my thought of this is because the fire is cold. I was okay with it. I'm just a bit of a sucker for that tome as well, so. All right, you guys got a handful of fights down here. We can grant you mercy or transport you to the Astral Sea. I'll grant you mercy. I do want that XP, but I am also a good guy. A little bit of extra juice right there. Grand. And we have this additional location we can start taking. So. I guess what I'll do is I'm going to have the two of you, because you're both the explorers, right? Yeah. I'll have you come up here. You guys can vibe here for right now. You've completed a mint. Apex Wizard's Tower. I mean, I'm not really summoning any tier 4 units at the moment. The extra Imperium would really be super helpful. I could also build a Dungeoneering Conclave down here, which is also kind of fun. I don't know that I can reach anything else, but... I do like that idea. There's something about it. You got Geomantic Resonance, which is giving us a bunch more mana. The bathhouse for stab could be nice. It's also boosted, so let's go for that. Arculus is ready to keep annexing. Let's get both of these iron deposits and slap a mine down there. Our ruler has leveled up. I believe we were taking all the runes at this point. Probably Rune of Power Frost to start. So that I can start making frosty weapons. You got Olanda lightning strikes. Oh yeah, that's right. I was thinking about making her a ranger. Or I could make her a mage. We just have this tier 4 crossbow. Right, and she's got these... Yeah, no, we're going to make her a ranger. We're going to cast Cascading Power. 12 upkeep. We're going to cast Blight Blades. 32 upkeep. Not cheap. I'm then going to... Cascading Power is no longer here. I really wanted to exploit it for that 25 Imperium. Laws and ethics, social constructs that crumble under pressure of the real world. Crumbles under capitalism. I mean, also, I guess profits fall under capitalism. Copyright's a weird one. Copyright the copyright law and make billions. Depressing topics for today. It is Monday. Listen, we've all had a hard weekend of being depressed. Now we have to come back and be depressed on Monday. Lots of copyright protection could be done better. Yeah. Stop Stolen Valor because someone didn't put lots of work into it. Yeah, I mean, I just think that, like, copyright is, like, it's one of these things that I feel like is good in theory, but is handled really poorly. Just because so much of it ends up being about, like, stealing money from artists, making money for lawyers and for the suits and everything else, so... Don't have the energy to tilt at windmills today, right? Yeah, I've been trying to temper chat this morning. Trying to bring it back down. We had a spicy morning. We just gotta calm. We gotta take some deep breaths. Practice some gratitude, some forgiveness. I don't have the energy to be angry at anything. That ain't my vibe. That ain't what I'm getting up to, baby. I mean, it doesn't really matter what this guy takes anymore. He can take whatever he feels like. All these astral guys are pretty slow. So I guess we'll start building a road to this pilgrim's passage. You know what? I guess you can just build a road there right now. You're going to keep healing. Do I bring these guys in here to get this renown level 4? I guess it is useful. 1,300. Is it more useful for me to just stack the XP on characters, though? That's the other question. All right, let's do this. Oh, I can't change her. Lame. All right, well, I can give a free point to Fridge Freezer, but at the cost of all of my money. Well, that looks dangerous. Damn, dude, I can't believe that cascading power doesn't sit there as like a exploitable spell afterwards. I could really use 25 Imperium a turn for 5 turns. That is no small amount of Imperium. You're gonna pop up with these guys. We can plug the gap here at least. Denounced, a war, a rival. Fornos needs a building. One little dungeon conclave. I could just have you make money for a turn and then I can give you a level up. So I'm gonna do that. And then I can get the Trinket Rune of Command, which is really, really, really good. Now, do we start having stuff that we can get rid of? I think we do. Graceful Judge is kind of nice. Maybe better than a Mammoth for some people. Get rid of these halberds. Let's get rid of all these shields. So I can still only make basic stuff. Here we go. I was like, what am I clicking wrong here? I'm losing my mind. But I believe a Rune of Command Frost is basic. So this is all non-hero units have 1 negative status effect dispelled at the start of their turn. This is like pretty much the greatest thing ever. And I can make it a no turns. So, we're going to just call it the Flask of Frost. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to give it to every single person. Say flanker. Let me figure this out. Crusade Demolisher, Army Trainer Demolisher. I want that mass heal wand on him. I guess let's take off that. Flask of Frost, Flask of Frost. And Siege Master. I guess I can save the Siege Master one for anyone who's actually going to go do some Siege Mastering. And then we do have like a little bit more money left over, so I could just put together something like... God, I don't even have frost damage unlocked. Archon Blood. Ooh. Right, so I could put like a Rune of Frost on a weapon. And that's about it. You have an obelisk. You have a basic mace. You have a good item. You have a good item. You've got an okay item. So I guess let's replace this guy's one-handed weapon. I could go Fire and Frost, seeing as we do have Ghost Fire stuff, but no, I think I'll just say, we'll just call this like the Pointy Icicle. Nothing too fancy. Cats, hello, how we doing? Back to the ice puns, are we? A 0-degree empathy moment. Never said Sub-Zero was a good guy. He died anyways. The other Sub-Zero, that's the cool one. Sub-Zero's dead? I mean, aren't they all like skeleton face on the inside? Aren't they all kind of dead? Yeah, was undead or something from the very start. That's what I thought. Getting Bone Dragon down here. The whole plotline's so convoluted, you could say Sub-Zero was a kindergarten teacher that made snow cones for kids, and I'd believe it. I mean, he might have been. Bi-Han in MK1, Kwa Liang from MK2 onwards. And the evil one who killed Scorpion's family. I do not remember him in MK1. But it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to keep track of the Mortal Kombat lore. You possess the power to reshape realms. As your majesty grows, it's time to reshape the lost. Not only the giant kings of yore could rule the realms without the aid of their followers. What path will you choose for them? Unlock the spell. Keeper's Mark. Super growth. Are you perfect just the way you are? Super growth probably is the way to do this. We have immortals on this realm, so Keeper's Mark doesn't really matter for us. In fact, it literally won't even trigger. So I guess we're making some big old boys. People are starting to bind these ancient gold wonders now also. You know, and I have just had a thought, which is, if these guys are coming into the gold wonder anyway, I might as well take them into this. Yeah, it's a much higher rating too. You approach the Pilgrim's Passage, fading unreadable words emblazoned across the footstone. A shrine of smiting appears. You walk in the divine halls of a Godir long lost. I am thankfully a good boy. A very good boy. Yes, I am. So I don't take penalties. And I barely take damage. What does the temple want? Truth through understanding. Astral boon to get a bunch of mana per turn. That's a ton of mana. 225 Imperium or 30 good alignment. That's a lot of mana. It's 180 mana for 6 turns. Plus the city stability. It's basically 6 turns of mana. Or more than 6 turns of Imperium. So I'm going to go with the Imperium. If I'm recalling as well, I'm also desperate for Imperium. Front City gets infinite sensing range. This could be very useful. Universal camouflage is extremely useful. What do we not have in Astral? It reduces cost of other combat casting spells. That one's really good. That would be extremely good. Let's take that. Because that's going to give me a bunch of magic materials. Hasteberry, Archon Blood, Silver Tongue, and Fireforged Stone. We just got to clear it all out. To the Cur. You are a healer. You also can summon undead. So I feel like Fortified Summons is your next bet. Where are all these things that we have just spawned? Okay, there's the Silver Tongue Fruit. There's the Archon Blood. There's a couple other random nodes. There's the Fireforged Stone. Is it just me, or did this city not get anything? Oh, no, there it is. Hasteberries. All right. Those guys get to come in and heal. You guys come in this way. Just keep everybody together right now. And we'll clear them out in a second. These guys can come and clear off these other random battles. Good opportunity to pick up a bit more XP on these guys as well. Okay. You got a Hollow Geomagic Resonance. We're going to pick up... I guess a mint. You picked up a tavern. You don't have a lot of money right now. All right, I'll build a shipyard even though it costs no turns, and then I will sit on cash for turn. The wall gets a level up here, works towards infinite wall. You also get the pointy icicle now. It's a fine look for you. I do want you to have a less ridiculous looking shield, but all things in time, I suppose. 45 food for all of our cities. Free vision range, 45 food. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to double down on that then. 12 vision range. We'll keep the vision ranges locked. And I mean, I guess I could upgrade the obelisk. Alternatively, I could disenchant this and then make an actual item. So, Roasted Veggies, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Noob Cybot, such a good name. Was that his secret name? Bihan was Noob Saibot. Spin-off game any good? Terrible. Not remembered fondly. Mortal Kombat 20? I mean, I've absolutely lost track. There's too many Mortal Kombats for me. So, you know what? Let's not craft anything because we're about to get a bunch of new materials, which will let me do a bunch more stuff. This guy's won a major ambition where 5 enemies routed and has now hit level 4 on his renown. Coast and Water grants +3 gold. You want me to become a vassal? I'm going to decline. Coots Murderbeak wants me to capture Labyrinth, but I don't think that's where we're going. We're going to just focus on getting these magic materials, clearing out these gold wonders, binding them, and then casting the magic victory. Go for some roasted carrots, right? Love good roasted veggies. Big fan of them in this house, let me tell you. Going back in time is tricky. Starting with one again makes it hard, just like the Xbox. Yeah, I really dislike that theme that companies have in recent years where they're like, okay, we're going to name the next game of the series 1. To be like, we're starting the franchise off again. It's like, no, you don't get to do that. What you do, if you want to do that, is you start a new franchise. You don't get to use the same one and just go back to one. The only time you were allowed to do that was in 2001. Otherwise, you're stuck. You're stuck with what you got. These seal victories are starting to become a lot closer than I'd like. Why am I walking? I have teleporters. And crazy teleportation magic. Huh. Not so immortal after all, are ya? I guess if we're fighting Reapers with Finger of Death, they can still kill immortal units. Well, that's valuable knowledge. A finger. They gave them the point. I guess you're just continuing down this weird path. You've unlocked accursed armors. It's a siege project. Probably don't need that. Explosive manifestation's pretty good. You guys got a bathhouse up here. Let's get a Masonic Hall. So my spell shields are all dead there, that means. Now, the question ends up becoming, do I build more spell shields or do I just make more astral serpents?
Uh-huh.
31 mana versus 13 and 11. See, I have a lot more money to give up right now than I have mana. It's just that the spell shields are not scaling particularly well. I don't know that I have a better option at the moment. Do I need to pick up any use? City structures cost less gold to build. Would probably have been smart to have gotten a long time ago. Just start picking away at Imperium things, so you don't get to cheat me, buddy, says the Reapers. If you're gonna restart, clear up, revamp the origin stories, why not go back to 1 as a new release? Yeah. BF1, DICE came up with that, yeah. Something between 4 and 2042. Yeah, 5, yeah. Oh yeah, and Hardline. Oh, I forgot about Battlefield Hardline. Wow. I don't know, man. I'm still waiting for Bad Company 3 at this point. I don't think it's ever going to come, but it's what I really, really want. Mortal Kombat coming from a game that's quite old. There are a lot of inconsistencies and changes. Starting again for a new generation to follow makes sense. Yeah, but that's only if you actually make your storyline make sense. And I don't know if you've seen a Mortal Kombat game, but they're gibberish. I'm pretty sure they're also multiverse at this point. But then again, I also feel like every pop culture, everything is multiverse based. Pop culture likes multiverse stuff way too much. A lot of the older lore aren't readily available anymore. Yeah. Nisuk, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Extensively played 2142 and a little of 3. Love Titan mode. Oh man, I played so much Battlefield 3. So these are Reapers again here. But I guess there's less of them. And I didn't get reaped, so that's good. Basically, all of these things are Reapers right now, so... The one thing I'm weak to. Okay, so these guys have got to spend a few turns just healing back up now if they want to try to take this Gold Wonder. Now, you get big benefits from grabbing stuff at sea, so I'm going to let you keep going over this way. And pearl mines are probably extra good for you, because they'd also generate a little bit of mana. True knowledge for research post in the city counts as a conduit. Blessed souls. What do we got here? We got city stability. We'll take that one. We got city stability. I guess we'll take that one. Accursed armors. I got super growth in here to cast as well. I mean, I guess we'll do astral attunement into accursed armor into super growth. That one I exploited already. The good thing about them also spending a few turns to heal here is that I can start stacking on some of these spell effects, which I am going to need a handful of turns to be able to cast, so. Problem as a fighting game in which you can never really have any character arc be real. If you win the character with tournament A, who's directly against character B has to be directly opposite storyline. Yeah. Server Operation Metro 24/7, 90 hertz, all welcomed. 2,400 tickets. Yo, get out of here. Get out of here with that nostalgia bait. Pick a main character and they say the real storyline each time they make a new game. All welcome to when you get good, you get kicked out. I mean, yeah, it's also very confusing when the end of every Mortal Kombat fight ends up with somebody ripping the spine out of the other person and then you stuffing a pizza crust with it and then baking it into a delicious pie and then serving it to a baby. Like, nobody's really... You can't really have any consistent storyline when that's happening at the end of every battle. There are limits to what we can believe as an audience. Believe it or not. Baby spine pizza. My favorite topping. It's not baby spines. It's we're feeding the babies the spine pizza. Spine pizza, absolutely correct. I guess you better wait a turn. I don't know, what's this look like? 21 versus 15? Nah, just take it. Aye, my spell shield. Nice. You got a frost shield, so even though it's a little bit worse, I'm gonna give it to you because it looks more correct. And sometimes, you know, I'm gonna go for fashion. Also, I can blow up your other one now. So that's the Archon blood. You guys are mana nodes and other things. 1, 2, 3. These are my homies. How is she doing, by the way? Oh, grand. No problem. Not an issue. We got new Empire development, which is world map hacks. I'll think about it. I'm not really sure I want it right now. We got new heroes wanting to join. I don't really have an army for them. Desecrate land. Pressure projectiles. I don't think I'm gonna take Desecrate land. I'll take Curse projectiles though. I'm gonna take Chaotic Rebuke and I'm gonna put it on Caesar. I also want to take that governance training and maybe summon animal. You should get this. You're really struggling to get yours, so we'll get governance training on our Giant King. That way at least he's getting the city structures cost less gold. Flanking, inspiring killer. You also have a flanking ring. You actually have a natural regen ring, which is even better. So these guys can move over there. You're, whoops, gonna come up and join his army. You need to make more of those spell shields. Cosmic Ablation can give us some city stability. Astral Tumor kicks in next turn. The city's not building anything. I don't know why not. What do you walk into? All sorts of stuff. CC, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Better off not knowing. Oh, we're just talking about Mortal Kombat. The plot of Mortal Kombat and all their spine ripping. Discussing how Sub-Zero is the best Mortal Kombat character ever and Scorpion is doo-doo. Maybe. At least while we're playing this campaign, I'll allow it. It would feel right. You like Khan because of the hammer? I don't know, man. Sonya Blade had that kiss of death. It was just so good. I also feel like she was the closest to Guile from Street Fighter. She had the same sort of Sonic Boom vibe, and that's really... I'm all about that Sonic Boom. All about that boom. Ooh, let's get you a fishmonger. You're also not making anything. Let's get you a mint. You're also not making anything. What am I doing here? We have crazy stability right now, but it's very temporary. So let's get a bathhouse while we got good stab. While our ability to stab is still quite high. And now let's turn everybody into spooky ghosts. Yay! Lionheart, hello. Welcome. We're just ghosting everybody. Turning everyone into ghosts. Thank you so much for the raid. Come on in. And Sir John, thank you for the follow. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in. We're playing a little Age of Wonders today. I hope your Lord of the Rings crusading was going well. I peeked in a little bit this morning. We are playing as a big frost giant mage who is leading a group of, well, all sorts of astral creatures, but then also these sort of astral scholars. They're now ethereal ghost scholars across the astral sea into this frozen tundra that we are creating all around us, freezing the world. We're getting ready for a magic victory pretty soon, trying to secure a couple of big wonders all around us. And you've come in at a good time. The campaign's been hot, hot, hot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for dropping off your raiders here. Who do you think is better, Sub-Zero or Scorpion? And why is it Scorpion? We've been talking a lot about Mortal Kombat this morning and having some pretty great debates about who the greatest Mortal combatants are. Combatants? I guess combatants would be closest to correct. What is this town doing? Research posts mostly. Right. Boop, 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 boop. You got no foresters. What does this need? 3 farms. Oh, you have that though. Quarry and a forest. Double foresters. 3 quarries. Now 3 quarries I could do. I could also do some foresters. Ooh, the options are endless. Let's do a forester for right now. 9 turns of Imperium, or 9 Imperium per turn for the Blizzard. We got that accursed armor coming in. Let's queue up the super growth after that. But I think we'll try to take a wonder next turn. Decline. Morena has crossed you. Those guys ended their friendship. That's fine. I still have an alliance with both of them, so. Spoopy ghost nerds. That's very much the vibe we got going on. YouTube, feel free to comment as well. Have a hot debate, man. The YouTube comments sometimes get really spicy. When you got to pick out something like who your favorite Mortal Kombat character is, there's going to be a fight down there. Someone's spine is getting ripped out and put on a pizza. That's all I can tell you for sure. Did I forget to build with you? I musta. 3 bolstered resistance for the Astral Matrix. Probably the Town Hall 4 is what I really need to get there. It is my capital. My capital with terrible, terrible growth. Oh, I don't know. You're at 18. You're at 16 in your capital. Maybe it's not as, maybe we ain't as bad off as we thought. The citizens of Magisterium host a celebration in which they placate the dead so their deceased loved ones may rest peacefully. Your blessing would hallow this celebration. Just a bunch of Imperium. A bit of population. Or, ooh, a bunch of skeleton pole arms. That's kind of fun. Especially because we have immortals on this realm. But I think I got to take the Imperium. Just can't turn it down. All right, accursed armors. So now if anything hits us, it gets ghost fired. I'm going to have you build that Wizard's Hall. And let's give this a shot. Upon entering the Artificer's Altar, you are greeted by a flustered transmuter. Did your research lead you here? She knows your puzzled look all too well. I'm an alchemist seeking to create the prima materia, and I'm about to prove my hypothesis. They turn several gold dials, prompting an Artificer's Altar to hum and vibrate. I am sorry, to make the prima materia, the order in materia must be countered with chaos. The influx of chaos animates the golems that line the wall of the altar with fiery intent. It is the only way, confesses the transmuter. Fiery reconstruction. All golems gain fiery rebirth? Ooh. Retrain troops. Extra defense against retaliation attacks. Protect against fire. Draft block for 6 turns. I don't really want to get rid of all that mana. I could use that. I'm going to block my draft. Because, yeah, I figured if there's golden golems in here, that's the way to go. This is actually not a bad fight. Yeah, they all have fiery rebirth, but we're pretty jacked up here. I didn't even take damage. That's what you call basically a flawless victory. The transmuter has been slaying. Your army has survived. Despite the treacherous hostility, she spoke no lie. It is a trove of alchemical discoveries, and now at its center, suspended in mid-air, a transmorphic substance shifts and twists non-stop. The prima materia, which will allow you to forge powerful artifacts and weapons. Oh my god, 300 binding fragments? We can make some really good tier 4 weapons. We can get a bunch of gold, an enhanced signet, a tier 4 storm and frost ring. That's pretty good, but rings have way better stuff. You can put these on any armor piece. A ton of production, or we could unlock a free tome, the Tome of Alchemy. That's not terrible. I mean, it's a tier 1 tome, so like anybody can get this at any time. You know what, man? We're scholars. I kind of like the idea of picking this up. It just feels kind of right. Spicy pizza, both things hot, conformed scorpion wins. At least in Mortal Kombat isn't Tekken right now. With their recent patches. Oh my god, are Tekken still making patches? I feel like Tekken is just one of those games that have been around forever. Which I suppose is not incorrect. Major ambitions on 2 of these guys and levels of renown. Levels of renown. Yes, they both hit level 4. And they get first here, giving them true sight sensing and vision range. It's good stuff. That's good stuff, baby. Yes, yes, yes. And our ruler levels up as well, giving us an extra infusion point just in time. Let's craft something big. Frost damage. Rune of Frost. Insanity. Ooh. On this would be really good. Yo, let's do that for sure. Can you get Sundered Resistance somehow too? Condemned. That would be status resistance. So this is now an ice obelisk that makes everybody weak to being like more likely to be frozen when they're hit with it. It has a 60% chance of freezing, but then also a 60% chance of turning them insane, which causes them to attack their closest allies. So ideally, it'll freeze a bunch of them and drive the others insane, and then they'll all just beat each other up when they're frozen. I feel like this has got to be called, like, I don't know, Ice Cold Madness? Cabin Fever? Cabin Fever. That feels like the right name for it. I don't know if I should keep these guys in here to do the other gold wonders with. It's probably not a bad idea. You guys are going to clear out some of these surface nodes. Again, losing another spell shield to a Reaper. I ain't huge on that. But there also ain't much I can do about that. This guy got himself another level up, so he can always end his turn in defensive mode now, which is grand. We got another mint up here. No sign on that monolith, but let's go with the Arcane Institute. Caesar has leveled up. Now, we were coming down to pick up War Seeker. And I was going to go Cleaving Sweep, Fighting, Greater Vigor, War Seeker, or maybe Unyielding. Probably Greater Vigor, though. This guy doesn't actually have a lot of HP. We can take Phase Lock and Blink, or Draining Burst and Exhume Undead. I don't know that he really wants either of these. I guess Master of Astral. Ignoring status resistance means things freeze more frequently. He could take Phase Lock, but I don't know that I'm gonna. Not yet, at least. A free city declared war on me. Pox Pit. Oh. That's a tiny little free city. And we have our first Gold Wonder. It's about time. Hated that slow movement in Tekken, yeah. Season 2 had a horrendous patch. Just a whole... You watched a 1 hour video on how bad a patch is? Isn't it great when a video is just like that interesting that you can watch it on something that you have absolutely no interest in at all and just get absorbed in by the passion of the people? Looked like in Sub-Zero is like cabin fever. Sometimes I'm weak to the algorithm. I mean, I think we all are at times. I've watched some weird stuff on YouTube. Ate a guy cook and eat a guinea pig the other day, so I don't know that I can really judge anybody at this point. No more EPOP. Pick a better one this time. What? Oh, just a guinea pig. Just, you know, sometimes you end up in weird parts of YouTube. Apparently guinea pigs are a delicacy in certain places. I want to say Peru. But their guinea pigs are also like large rodents. It's very funny seeing the lava explosion in the void every so many turns here. Yeah, Peru. Yeah. Staple food in some places. Yeah, right? Oh, nice. This is actually a really good perk of taking that alchemy boost is we get the Alchemist's Lab, which is a above ground research base based on other research places, which means I can continue my ridiculous scaling of this stuff over and over again. What does it get boosted from? Per adjacent unique province improvement. Oh yeah, let's put you right there, baby. Baby. Put you right there, right now. All right. Move these guys to Stone Conjurer because they have a bunch of extra production right now, so you should be good to take the Tower of Torment now. Once a beautiful beacon of magical power, now only fading remnants are left. You notice a lost wizard scurrying through the tower. When he notices you, it rises to its full height, ready to fight off the challenge for its power. Omni Attunement. Every time a spell is cast, it gains 3 random status effects. Take out a book and burn it in front of the lost wizard. Berserk defenders for 1 turn. But they also did 10% extra damage. This one is much harder. Vulnerable defender. Sundered resistance. That's really good. And sundered defense. Yeah, let's take that one. A lot of bone dragons. Spellbreakers. I mean, we're still above here, so I might just be able to take it. Oh, man, with ease. These guys are holding up no problem. What do they taste like? They taste like chicken? I could see that. Wouldn't surprise me. Saw Gordon Ramsay eat one on a show when he traveled there. I mean, it's just like all meat kind of tastes the same unless you put spice on it. Roughly. You know, there are differences, but... While rampaging through the tower, the lost wizard missed a secret door, once cleverly hidden by a wizard who resided there. It leads to a well-protected treasury. In it, in the center of the room, a floating orb hums and rises to meet you. Welcome back, master. What shall I retrieve from the treasury today? Hand me your strongest potion seller. This is a tier 4 club. That's flaming and electrical. That does Sunder Defense, Blind, and Celestial Slayer. I mean, I could give that to Harambe. I could take 800 gold. A Phoenix. That's kind of fun, but I am Frost. Or 300 Imperium. You know what, man? I'm going to take your strongest potion seller. So you're losing your warg, but you're getting this big club. Part of the reason for this is that he has living shadows specifically. So when he's attacked, they have a chance of becoming blind. And then this does also blind. I'll be honest. I thought this was like you have a bonus if they're blind, but I was a little wrong on that. And you know what? He's also got Warrior Soul. He does fire damage. It's good for him. He's got a burst for lightning, frost, and fire. It's got to be really confusing. That is sort of the theme of this this group.
Uh-huh.
So the Will Taker's Needle is next. We'll start hopping everybody over there. And I guess... Yeah, I guess you'll take that. You'll take that. Keep forgetting I could have these guys also be in control of the surface. But they have a lot of stuff to take down here, so I don't really have a rush on any of that. You guys are just going to clear out this last little spot over here. And then you're all good. Nice. Finally leveled up his Snow Spirit to level 3. Oh, damn time. And we got To the Cure. I can pick up Lesser Spirit. We've got a level up on a Morgan the Crow Queen. Who's... Defensive Ritual. Enters defensive mode, heals. Allows you to cast an additional spell. Or Channeling Ritual becomes a free action for use. I'm going to say let's take Quickened Ritual on you. Static Shield, 30 income per turn. We still have heroes who want to join us. 550 gold, though. Spells can be cast on the first turn of combat is like a really, really good. Even though it's 500 Imperium, I think that's worth it. Arrow the Wall has picked up a signature skill as well here. String Evasion, Resistance Sundering. You could take something like Spirit Breaker. I wish I had Adaptive Nature, because like Adaptive Vigor would be the best thing here. I'm going to take a mobilizing presence so that he just kind of pins down things around him. Decline. I love how they keep asking me to be a vassal. Like, man, it's not going to happen. Stop trying. The Phoenix looks cool. Yeah, I mean they do, but you got to take the big hammer. Captions on that clip art are really silly. Yeah, they definitely need some like adjusting. And the clips that I have seen from it, from the little test I did this weekend, is like it produces surprisingly good clips, but they are still like neat trimming at the top and bottom. A week of good strategy games. A week ago, strategy games. It's not a perfect system. It's mostly just I'm trying to find like more things that I can pull into shorts, and it's really, really hard for me to do that without going back and like rewatching an entire VOD. And even then, I'm not really good at it because I don't know like what's really good for clippable moments. So this is just helping me like maybe pull out a couple of moments that I can then go and make my own. Ideally, make my own shorts from that are better quality and have proper captions and, you know, not goofy names. I think that is your second gold wonder you have bound, possibly. About cursed projectiles. I do want underground vaults. You got yourself a stone conjurer. I am gonna get you stone walls just as like a case of emergency. Super growth is ready to cast. So we're gonna have big giant people now. We have a Death Knight, a Spellblade, and a Mage. None of you are going to have cities to run, so it's really about like clearing a water infestation, clearing a gold wonder. We already have so many explorers. Win a battle against the throne city. I'm kind of inclined to take this mage. Right now I have 2 ritualists, a defender, a warrior, and a mage. I guess a Death Knight could also be cool, because they do get curse. And recruiting governors can be extremely useful if they ever get up there. All right, you're hired. You have a tier 3 weapon, which is at least good. Arcfire Weed Whacker. Does all the elements. I mean, that's very appropriate. A Shield of Vigilance. Always enters defensive mode at the end of its turn. Holy moly. Okay. So I could build you in all sorts of curious ways. I kind of want to give you this unicorn just because I think it looks better. And also I didn't realize the mystic unicorns get blindfolds. Yeah. So let's reset your skills. I'm going to give you curse. I could give you mass curse to make you a little bit different than our lord, who is frost curse. And I think I'll probably make you kind of tanky. So like maybe vigor and terrifying aura or weakening aura. And I just like skip the frenzy tree. So if that's the case, let's go initiate a shadow for frost strikes. And then I think I'll go Aspect of Shadow for Spirit Breaker aura. Yeah, on you, I'm willing to try that out. Disease, Decay, Mass Curse. We'll give you Dark Ritual. And I think I'll also give you Melee Mage. Just in case. We do got to spice you up just a wee bit here, because you're definitely not rocking the right cape. I'm going to give you some Icy Shoulders. That armor is okay. I like the big scrolls on the side of it. But you are a Death Knight, so can I give you a cool... Look, a Death Knight helm of some sort? We could just go with that regular old helmet. Options, options, options. An Icy Crystal helm. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Give her the Cryomancer's outfit. Have to start double checking what you write because you're making more and more cursed comments. Don't you have stupid face and dance for shorts? I mean, I do have a stupid face, and I could definitely go dancing for shorts. You're not wrong. I don't think on either of those. Wouldn't really say that's what I'm known for so much, but yeah, I give off a bit of that energy. Do I want to just put you in here instead of one of these astral serpents? That's another question. Probably not. That could be a bit of overkill. Oh man, you start renown level 3 as well. That's so useful. I think I'll just give them an army. All right, so you're coming over here. You're coming over here. You can just stay put for right now. You can come over here. You can come over here. So I figured out what all my armies are doing. You want a province claiming pact? I'm going to decline that. I'm going to decline that. The training camp is about to leave. This has already been bought. This has not been bought. I could sell some stuff and pick up summon animal for, say, like Morrigan, who is a summoner. And you know, it's probably not the dumbest idea. All right. Let's put that on her. She's the crow queen as well, so I don't know, maybe summoning crows just seems fitting. Evil villain, it's that accursed agent number 1 with his stupid face and dance again. Good enough to live, but writing anything in English seems to be a tall order. Listen, I feel you. I had to write an email in like perfect French this weekend, and it took me so long to write. Just like meticulously having to check everything to be like, wait, is this the right verb conjugation? Is this the right order of these words? I could have just went with my gut, but it would have sounded funny. Chris Lauren, how we doing? Classic Mortal Kombat. Very classic. Also Perion, hello. We're talking about, yeah, mostly MK1, like original Mortal Kombat, not MK1, the 7th Mortal Kombat. Just in case that's not confusing either. Always a fan of Sub-Zero spamming ranged attacks because he didn't know anything else. Yes, yep. Kill golems under Magitarium. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna start sending some troops down here. Goodbye, trading golem. Hello, underground vault. Hello, Tome of the Archmage. You know what that means?
When your capacity to command the arcane reaches its pinnacle,
I can start picking up the Age of Astral.
You'll find that your connection to the astral seed starts to seep through into this realm and affects your own reality. Distance, for example, is a problem for lesser beings. For you, the farthest corner of the world is but a thought away.
The problem is I want all of these things before I start casting. I don't need to get Age of Astral right away because I have to cast binding. I have to bind golem, bind wonders 3 times before we do anything. So let's lock Cosmic Overdrive. I don't think I need Astral Travel, so we'll take Time Stop. We're gonna just slay this. Our Mirror Mimic picks up killing momentum as well. Released from the foul creature's control, surviving Geomancers vacantly shamble throughout the Will-Taker's Needle. You ignore them, instead looking to investigate how the Lost Wizard gained mind-controlling abilities. You wondered if he was enthralled by umbral demons before arriving in the realm. You carve out the third eye of the Lost Wizard and spend some time studying it. What will you focus on? Getting a Geomancer? Oh. Wow. Gaining the domination trait and the domination ability. What's ironic about this is I get this from my... If I just dominate so many units, he'll get this anyway. Bestow permanent mind control immunity upon the warriors who fought this last Lost Wizard. That's 3 of my heroes. Craft a circlet of mind protection. The thing is, if I take this as well... Hey, I don't know if you'll get a second domination ability. But I can start leveling that up early. A tower set back productivity 100 years. Anti-Babylon, think everyone should speak English. Life would be simpler. Howling Stargazers. You know what, man? I'm going to take this. Who are we if not gaining dark magics? Will-Taker's Needle. We can now also expand a little bit in this direction. So I have 2 farms, 2 foresters. I have no quarries at the moment, so let's build one of them. And I guess let's build another one of them. Huzzah! I might be able to trade... transfer for Magitarium. We'll do that. We'll start transferring provinces because Magitarium doesn't know where to grow at the moment. You could certainly build an actual proper something up here on this research post. The Frostspire would be probably the best thing we could do, because we can also then visit it to take Frozen. Okay, so you've got a little army. You don't really have a little army. You're a weird mix. Oh no, that's right. Because you're meant to have a him. Where did all those troops go? You guys are coming over. You guys are coming over. Scout way over here. You know what? I didn't realize this guy was so far over. Let's plus 12 vision range. Plus 3 vision range. +6 vision range. That ought to keep him busy. You can cast accursed projectiles here as well. Yeah, so that guy just like explored most of this side of the map instantly in a single turn. That's fantastic. Now we can actually see what's going on over there. So you're a good army. You're a good army.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are kind of some hodgepodges. Okay. I definitely need more troops, but my draft is still blocked. Slap some stone walls up in there. Not gonna do anything in any of my other cities because I can't afford to. We need to start casting bind. Whatchamahooshamacollets, which are going to be very expensive, but also give us a bunch of extra knowledge. Mortal Kombat 1 2023 is the recent one. Is that the movie? Or... The movie is very good. And by very good, I mean it's very bad, but that's what makes it very good. I actually think they did a recent... Did they do a recent movie as well? I don't know, man. Like, they're good. They're all good fighting games. They all have their perks for fighting games, but they are still very goofy at the same time. I have a real soft spot for the Mortal Kombat games. There's something about them. Something special. Okay, so what I'm realizing is I only have 5 armies. But I do have 6 heroes. So I lost a spellcaster. And a ritualist out of this army. So I could keep her in here as a ritualist. I kind of like would almost rather the other guy. Because he's got all those insane heal spells. You might be the better option. Maybe I'll leave you in this army and I'll take Morgan out. And then I could just put in a Spellweaver. Okay. Okay. You can switch out your Obelisk for Cabin Fever. Going from 2216 to 3825. That is such an increase in damage. It's insane. You also have a 60% chance of frozen. You condemn. You sunder resistances. So you add -4 status effect. You have a 60% chance of insanity. You ignore 2 status effects. You add weaken, dissonance. It has a cascading rune, and it does 20% damage against slowed or frozen units. Man. Fridge is really becoming a chonky lord here. What happened there? Didn't I switch the 2 of you? Yeah, that's the army I want. Then we have you. And I guess you could come back down here and wait for... It looks like a spellcaster. All right, boys, we got some golden golems to farm. Get us some of this fat, juicy, free XP. If they don't defend Winterhold as well, I might just move down here. They do have a demon gate, but it might be a decent idea to just move across here and take out Winterfold. We could think on it a little bit. You're going to pick up that mine. And then you're actually going to replace that mine with an underground vault. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a path that people could take to us, but... there is also that wonder down there. Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about you right now. Ginyu City, you're gonna pick up... for sure, a Frostspire would be a good choice. Four. Spell Arcanist is scaling up that stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just build it there. Yeah, I could just build it there. Combat summon spells in this domain cost 50% less mana. So I want to start thinking about some of the stuff down here that we want to do as well. You do need one of these underground vaults. So I can focus that first before we start the binding. Ginyu City. Yeah, it's where the Ginyu Force is. That's correct. They serve Lord Fridge Freezer. Look at that obelisk. That's a fine looking obelisk right there. I tell you what. Seems hard to tell who owns what city on the big map. Is that easier for you, or are the cities factions ways to make the factions clear? Do you mean on the all the way zoomed out map, or the like the mini map in the corner? I mean, if you do this zoom out map, you do get like their little symbols above them, which is probably the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, you just, like, if you're talking about the mini map up here, it's just about color code. I just think about like where they are and what their color code is. Some things get confusing because like you have the same color code. Installing mods that give you additional colors can be useful for this. We do have one on, but we just got luck at the draw there, so. All the way is pretty clear. The normal map you use, it's just the same colors to you. This one's just the same colors? I mean, are you maybe also a little colorblind? You could, because you could. I don't know if the game has a colorblind mode, but like I'm trying to think if in the map creation mode you can set what color people are as well. Because obviously, like, that would be a pretty good option. Ooh, we can also summon elementals now. How do these guys stack up to each other? Snow spirits cost a lot more in upkeep. They get the freezing burst, the freezing phase. They get accursed armor, accursed projectiles, blight blades, frost arrows, frost blades. Right, because they're a skirmisher, they get both the melee and the range stuff. Cursed armors, frostblade. Yeah, that's okay. So it's just that they have so much more on them. 9,555. So 15,924 versus 20. Yeah, they both run good reasons. I think I mostly need these guys as frontliners, so the Astral Serpents are a little bit more valuable to me right now. Let's absolutely just clear out this place. This is going to be a great opportunity to get all of our guys up to legendary. Rock Giants. The Rock Giant dutifully obliges to join our army. Hell yeah. I'll take a high-level Rock Giant any day. Unfortunately, you do not get all the cool bonuses that everybody else in my army gets because you're a mythic unit. But that does mean we can put you in an army. Spellcaster, spellcaster. Spellcaster, 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 spellcaster. You're at like a death knight. Could replace that Arcanist. You're kind of my next best army, so... I reckon that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay. You can hit the 3 of them. Take out a chunk of these golems. Oh. And then a couple more. Factions and background colors look so similar. I got 2020 even though you're old. They can teleport too? Too many good troops. What a problem to have. I mean, we're finally starting to move out of the tier 1 troops. Are really hanging at the end of these fights. Just want to make sure that like I can't get caught out here by any of these guys. They have teleported a lot of armies over to this demon gate. Oh, knights with warbreeds, 2,000 point army. What are these guys weak to? Spirit and cold. Oh, that's very useful. Is that because they're demons? Fantastico. So I have a good natural advantage against these dweebs then. Looks like the bulk of the golems here are in the middle. I do got to be a little bit careful too, because they could, in theory, come down this cave and ambush me. All right, let's pop a few more. Blah! Real Wilhelm of a scream. Then we'll take them out next. That scout can go on auto. These guys are vibing. These guys are vibing. These guys are taking a nap. Morgan levels up. I mean, I guess let's go conjure wild growth. I feel like I really don't know what I'm doing with her right now. We're going to bind... this fella. And they ain't going to be none too happy about it. Got some city stability we can boost up here as well. And you've got production. What are my combat spells? Arcane Bond, Explosive Manifestation, Arcane Restoration, Static Shield. So they're all astral. So Astral Bolstering Matrix is the obvious choice here. We'll get that pumped. And then we should be able to get the Astral Lens as well. I guess my biggest fear is that they just decide to totally ignore me and run up this road. And then I can't get back to the altar quick enough. But I suppose as long as I just keep an eye on them, she shouldn't be too bad. They found the counter to me freezing their domain out. Build an ash monolith. Yeah, they are ash saber-tooth primals. I suppose that makes some sense then. Well, I mean, I'm quite curious how these two are going to fight against each other. I feel like they should both just keep flipping every single turn, one tile at a time. Yeah, you're coming for me. Okay. I can do the old aboutsy faces. I mean, all I need to do is sit an army on top of this cave. He says, not able to get out there in a single turn. A distant world somewhere in the Astral Sea shifts in front of Obadath, ensnared in Chaos World's radiance. For 10 turns, fiends get 30% chance of inflicting a random status effect. All units have -2 fire resistance and -4 status resistance. My god, this is very inconvenient timing. Couldn't be much more inconvenient if it tried. Do I have teleport ruler? Or did I say, I don't need to build that? Well, that's not so good. That's not so good at all, is it? How far art am I solving this problem? I mean, I could run him elsewhere and start building... that. You know what? If I just had queued it, shifted it, I could have built this right away. Because I don't know how many turns that's going to take the cast either. Can I pause you? I can't. What if I do that instead? See if that gets me anywhere. Answer a call to war. Ooh, I don't want to do that. Oh, why are my two allies going to war against each other? Ooh, that's a problem. Probably because they're neck and neck for a Seals victory right now. I mean, I'm going to side with Oathbreaker. A lot of war is suddenly ending. Why? This guy still wants 2,000 gold to get out of this fight. See where these armies go. It'd be smart of me to unlock universal camouflage in my domain as well. It'd probably benefit me a lot at this point. Just because if the computer can't see where I am, it really screws up their pathfinding and planning. Yeah, a bunch of demons coming at me during the Eye of Fire is really not ideal. The good side about this is like they get -4 status resistance, so it's pretty much guaranteed that I freeze them with like every hit. But it also means I light on fire a lot. I think I am going to have to take this city. Because if there's a teleporter here and everybody else allies, they're literally just going to pump like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factions worth of troops through that demon gate. And I'm realizing that would not be good for me. Let's build a channeling tower because it'll give me 150 casting points. You built a spell shield. Fantastic. So you can come back up here. These guys actually didn't come at me, bro. So I'm just going to grab that. And then I'll teleport them back across after. You guys can vibe there. Choo 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 choo. I guess an Arcane Institute. I have to accept this. I was kind of hoping that would get rid of that unjustified war, but no such luck. It's a pretty good summoner as well there. So yeah, let's pick up universal camo. And then just keep an eye on these dweebs. So we're gonna have a second Ancient Wonder bound next. After we've unlocked Cosmic Overdrive, we're gonna start researching the Age of Magic. This is gonna actually come pretty close down in terms of I think if I like lose the wonders, I'll probably lose out to a seal victory. Especially if Marina's getting 3 a turn right now. The good news about that is it might turn everybody on her instead. And they might even peace out with me to fight her. There's a race for victory here happening, and I'm just not sure who's getting it right now. If you're 51 points off, you're like 37 turns? Assuming you keep that perfectly the entire time, which obviously you won't. So we pull him out. No more roads. You're building, you're building, you're building. So let's go with the Wizard's Auditorium here. This guy needs more time to take that Tower of Torment. You're going to bind another Ancient Wonder, cast another bind. I really should have probably got Age of Magic before Cosmic Overdrive, but shouldn't be too bad. Plus 18 vision range. That's got to be the full map, right? That's got to be almost the full map. On my scout who's like down here. Chaos infestations. Wizard's Bond has ended. Open borders. All my treaties have expired. Rivalry, bounties. Yeah, so I can't remember, but at a certain point, I think it's 105, maybe 115, that they should all declare war on her. Being back a few turns here might actually benefit me in the end. This is my big... This army sitting here is what's got me the most worried. I mean, it's all 1,000 points except for this guy made out of Warbreeds. And they don't have a lot in the way of heroes here either. I want to say I could siege it in 2 turns, but I actually don't know if we have any siege spells. Our chances of winning are icing over. Yeah. My scout. Whoa. I mean, these armies will form and attack her at the seals. Whether or not they can break off her armies is another question, though. The computer, I feel like, is pretty good at maintaining seals. It is, I would argue, the one victory type they're actually good at doing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. How are the others on this? Victory conditions. She's at 103. 48 turns, it says. Oh, yeah. So she just lost 2 seals. Literally just then. So. I think we're going to be all right. What if I build an outpost here and put a teleporter right next to her? Can I make that work? It's really nice that we have all this frozen territory. Oh, she is sending an army that way. Chef spot. All right, I'll probably pull the 2 of them out. You can reach me here, so they might try to go for a fight. You can pick up your Apex Tower. That lets us get the Astral Amplifier. You can't grow that way, but you can grow this way. So we'll push you towards that Pilgrim's Passage. Grab some stone walls here. I'll have to boost this next turn to actually be able to take the tower. That's all right. That's okay. At a minimum, the progress is frozen completely still. I feel like it's a good position. We've got the wonders. The question is whether or not we beat them to the seal victory. And whether or not we can actually hold the wonders as well. Because the moment I trigger that spell, every single person on the map should, in theory, bind together to start fighting me. Now, the only flip of this is if Morena also breaks a certain threshold on the seal victories, they might decide to fight both of us at the same time. And if that's the case, it would actually buy me some pretty good time. There's at least more than a sub-0 chance of winning. That's correct. 24 turns. 26, 24. So that's with 2 points. And we know she can potentially get 3. Oh, they're all totally running for the altar. "24 turns. 1, 2. Well, that'll be down to 1. I think it's 5 turns to research the Age of Magic, and then probably 4 turns to cast it, and then 15 turns to hold it. This is gonna be on the money, honey. Build a work camp here to try and get a teleporter going. You guys can get across. But 2 of you is not going to be enough to hold that. So here's what I'm going to do. You're going to kill them. Excellent choice. You're going to not make it all the way back in a single turn. Tend towards that teleporter. We definitely need another army. I would say, like, we desperately need another army, in fact. You've created a wizard's auditorium over here. Guess I'll just grab that market for now. You're going to attract population, pick up the Tower of Torment. Ooh, that's right. I forgot. I have wizard's bombardments from all these towers. I am not going to cast this wonder bind, the final bind wonder, until we have the Age of Magic. Or I do take it so I get an extra 50 knowledge and maybe get the Age of Magic faster. You know what? Hell with it. Let's do it. You are seriously stuck on the other side of this. You can't go over these mountains because they cost 16 movement points. Yo! Okay. Well, building a teleporter here will make a big difference, but I guess until we can, let's just like hide a little in the back. I suppose I could have you stand on that mountain at the very least. Conjure ice runestones, gain 20 HP, frost protection. Add disease on my attacks or decay. I could pick up the ice boulder at this point. So I feel like we have a lot of spells already, especially now that we have domination as well. You know what? I am going to take those wands because I can start pumping them out for pretty cheap. We also need to make like some more gear. You have a tier 4. You absolutely do not. You've got this weird tier 3 that I'm like okay with. You've got a tier 3. No armor. Jeez, I got no armor. And I did not just take the armor runes, so. Shielding crown. I mean, I suppose. Taking a quick look at this. All attacks ignore force status resistance. That would be real good. I'd also love some astral dews. You don't have any stuff, do you? You have Fireforge stone. I'll buy that. I'm also at the point that I could just start buying equipment from her. Well, I don't really have the money, but so if we went with a torso piece here, I do also have bolstered defense. could do fire resistance and status defense. It's not a terrible choice. I just don't really love this. What about shields? We do have a guy that only has like a tier 2 shield. Lesser Frost Shield, obviously really fun. Reinforced, really good. A lot of people are going to be doing fire damage, it feels like. Materium, Shadow, Astral, Fire. Well, maybe not. Maybe I just give you like defense on this. Physical ranged attacks. Lesser Frost Shield. Yeah, let's call it like the Frozen Defender. I'm okay with that. We'll set that up for our tank. We've got the unlock here for special provinces, cheap special provinces. All active units currently gain 1 defense and 1 resistance. Not bad. I don't know if I want to blow all my Imperium on it. Gonna decline that deal, my buddy. And we're gonna get ready to cast this Age of Magic. But I think with all 3 wonders bound, this is where we cut the first video. And then we finish it up in the next one. Thank you for joining us, YouTube. We hope you come back and watch the finale and see whether or not we can beat the Seals victory or whether or not we get knocked out by the timer. Until then.